Dreamers, this is Jade, and I have a quick, well, I'm not sure how quick it's going to be, but I have a tutorial that I want to share with you all. Not too long ago in one of my videos, someone asked me about the icons that I use when I am printing out my like watch list and my books read, well, my playlist and my watch list. So these little tiny icons that I use, 0.75 by 0.75, someone asked about them, so I just figured it'd be easiest to kind of do a tutorial on what I do and whatnot. So I am going to close this up and get to my screen record, and we'll do a quick tutorial. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, let's get started with the tutorial portion of the video. I like to adjust and create my square icons in Word. So I pulled up Microsoft Word, and in order to get the most use out of my paper, I like to come in here and change my margins. So first I will go into Layout and Margins and change it from normal to narrow, so it gives me more space. Now, if my computer starts doing the spinny thing, sometimes it's really slow, I will try and edit that portion out of the video in order to keep it concise, but let's go ahead and get into it. So I have a folder over here I created with the icons that I need to print out soon, or it has a couple shows that I want to watch, and then there's a show in here that I have watched and need to get down, and then also a excuse me, a single as far as music as well. So let's go ahead and get to it. The first one will be the show called Black Cake. Now the poster says Disney at the bottom, however I have seen it advertised for Hulu, so I'm not sure about that. But the way that I search for my icons, if anybody is interested, so here we go. Here's the entire thing, and of course they come in different sizes just depending on what size it is that you save. It doesn't matter because you're going to adjust it regardless. But when I search for them in Google, I just type in the name of the show or song that I'm looking for. But I type in the name of the show and or movie and whatever platform it is streaming on. So this is it, Black Cake. Like I said, I thought it was streaming on Hulu, so I just typed in Black Cake Hulu poster. There is a show I just finished watching not too long ago, or it was a documentary on Netflix called The Devil on Trial. So I typed in The Devil on Trial Netflix poster, and it just brings up several options. Now, when I'm looking for a poster, I look for two things. First is title placement, because I want to keep the title in there, and I try to look for something that will allow me to keep most of the actual poster or picture what it looks like. And the second thing I look for is some things already come in a square, and I'll show you an example of that when I get to the song. So I don't have to adjust it at all. It's already a square. I just have to change it to the size that I need. Okay, so with all of that said, let's get into it. This first poster is Black Cake. I need to adjust it. As you can see, it is longer than it is wide. And so what I'm going to do is click on it, and it'll give me an extra menu up here that says picture format. So I click on that. And once that comes up, I go over here to crop, and crop is over on the right side. Now once I do that, you can see these black lines that come up in the corners and also at the top, bottom, and sides of the picture. That means you can adjust in either way. Now as I said, I like to keep most of everything. I will try to cut out some of this writing, and I definitely like to keep the title. So I'm going to come from the top at first just to cut this stuff out. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to leave it there at 8.65, and then I'm coming from the bottom to do the rest. So as you can see up here, the height is at 8.65 at the moment, and the width that is at 7.5. We need the height to match the width, so I'm going to come up until I get to 7.5, and I'm going to just take this up and keep going. Oh, I done passed it. I have passed 7.5, and so boom. Now sometimes I get this where if I go up or down, it won't let me go directly onto 7.5. I don't know why it does that. So I either pick 7.51 or 7.49 and click off of it. And then I click back on and I just go up here and manually adjust it to what I need it to be. So we're at 7.5. I will go into this and click 7.5, and that should adjust it. It might have changed another one. Okay, now I'm going to click this again. This is the aspect ratio, so it will keep it. Now as you can see, I have a perfect square now, 7.5 by 7.5. I personally like to print my icons out at 0.75. That's what fits into the squares that I create in my mini bullet journal. So that's what I'm going to do. You can adjust it to however or whatever size your squares are, or even if you don't even have squares, it can be 1 by 1, 2 by 2, 1.25 by 1.25. It does not matter. So yeah, I'm going to go in and put 0.75. And of course that will automatically, if the aspect ratio is clicked on, it will automatically adjust the width or height. So it doesn't matter which one you change, the other one will change with it. And so black cake is done. Now that I've finished that one, I need to move on to the other one. And I like to generally print several at a time, again, so I'm not wasting a lot of paper. So I like to space this out. So I'm at black cake and I will space it out like 5 or 6 spaces each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, and then I will go in here and do the next one. And this is the devil on trial. As you can see, this one is a small poster. And there is the title. The other ones I saw, the titles were in terrible places, so it would not have allowed me to keep most of the boy. So I found this one and I'll just have to cut out that whatever that second yellow line says. So again, I clicked on the picture. I want to go to picture format, crop, and then I'm going to come up here until I cover that up. And so now I'm at 1.37 in height. The width is 1.32. So I want to come down this way till I get to 1.32. Overshot it just a bit. So it's only allowing me to get to 1.31. Again, I'll have to manually adjust. So I'm going to click on that. Click this off, the aspect ratio, and then 1.32. Alright, and now I'm going to click it back on and type in 0.75, and there you go. Moving on to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next one is the Winter King, and this one's huge, yeah. So I've been wanting to watch this for a while. I'm hoping the entire thing has aired by now so I can jump into it soon. Anyway, I clicked on the picture, so I'm going to picture format, crop again, and I want to go up first until I am right under the title. Again, I like to keep the title. Sometimes I will keep this, but for this one I just prefer the title. So I'm going there, and so the height now is at 8.04 and the width is 6.75. So we need to get to 6.75. So then I will come up to the top and just come down until I reach 6.75. So it's going to cut off some of his head, but I don't mind that as long as most of it is there. So we have our square now, and then I can come in here and just do 0.75. Now with this one, I did not have to manually adjust anything, thank you. So I can just come in here and type in 0.75, and there we go. And then every now and again, you will find a poster that is already a perfect square and you have to do no adjustments at all. And this is this one. You just have to, as far as the up or down or whatever, you just have to do you just have to change it to the size that you want it to be. But it's already a perfect square, 7.5 by 7.5. So no adjusting this one, thank you. And I'm going to go to 0.75. 0.75. Now with these, sometimes you have these pictures that are mostly white, so I like to put them at the end so it's easier to measure if you have to. However, this one has some darkness in it, so it should be easier to cut out, but I just wanted to give you that tip in case you do get some of those where it's like the background is super white, so it's hard to tell exactly where you're supposed to cut. So yeah, while I'm in here, I'm going to go ahead and print out my Receiptify. I need to change this around to the way I've been doing it. Now this is for November. I did it November 1st, but it's really chronicling the music that I listened to in October. So I need to switch that around and how I'm doing it. Anyway, this is a ridiculous size, as you can see. This is just for anybody who is interested in how I do my Receiptify apps. I mean my Receiptify receipts, how I adjust them. So if I go to picture format, it is 10 inches in height by 3.43. I don't want that. I just adjust it to a more reasonable size if I want to journal this. So 4. Oh, let me click off the aspect ratio, 4 by 2. So it's not huge, but it's big enough for me to read and stuff like that. Now I'm going to click the aspect ratio on. Every now and again, the 4 by 2 will be a little too big, or I want a little more room, so I'll just go down to 3 and it'll adjust it automatically to 3 by 1.5, and I can still read that or whatever. So but I actually wanted it 4, and so that is what we're going to do. Now I'm going to print this out and I'll be back to cut them out with you and everything like that. Now before I go, I do want to say sometimes you need to adjust the coloring on your pictures because sometimes it is too dark, or at least for me. You don't have to. But if I do that, I'm going to adjust all of these really quickly. I just click on the picture I want to adjust. I go back to picture format if it's clicked off and go over here to corrections, and it'll bring up a brightness, contrast, all of this kind of stuff. I usually stay on the same line that it's already selected. So with Black Cake, that's a little too bright for me, so I'm just going to go here. And then with Devil in Ohio, it's kind of dark, so I'm going to go all the way over. And then this one, the Winter King, I think I'm going to do the middle one here. And that one, of course, is just white. So that is it. I'm going to get this printed out. So let's do File, Print. Now I have a Xerox laser printer. I don't know what your printer is, what your settings are, all that kind of stuff. You'll have to figure that out on your own. But I'm going to go in here and adjust mine to media type is plain paper, plain copy paper. And the copy paper I like to use is the HP 32 Brights. It's like a glossy white paper, really smooth in texture, gives really good coloring. So I love it. And then I'll link it below if anyone's looking for it. Then I go to best and print that out. Okay, and that concludes this portion of the tutorial. I will come back and we'll get them cut out and placed into my book and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. Thank you for joining me for this portion of the video. Okay, I am ready. Everything's printed out, as you can see. So let's get them cut out. Again, I said I like to use my trimmer. Some people can just go for it with the scissors. I do not. I'm not one of those people because I don't cut straight. Anyway, I'm going to put this down here so hopefully you'll be able to see where I'm cutting. And let's get this positioned. And I just come across the top. I think I did that a little too close, but it'll be okay. Alright, now that is cut, and I'll do that some other time. So, then I have to cut them out individually, of course. So, I like to come from this side because with this over here, it gives me something to kind of hold on to. I don't know if that makes sense, but I hope you all understand what I am trying to say. So let's get that done. So we put that in my queue, and I need to get this down. Miscalculated a little bit on that one. Oh, I'm glad this one actually is not as bad. I'm able to make out where I need to cut it. Sometimes I get these ones that are white, and it's hard to figure out where exactly you need to cut that bad boy. So yeah, anyway. Alright, I have these cut out, and there is a couple I need to actually add to my notebook, so we'll do that real quick, and this will conclude the video. Okay, let's go ahead and get some of these down. Well, this one needs to go in. These I haven't watched yet. Well, this one needs to go into. These I haven't watched yet, and there's a couple in here. So when I print these out and I haven't yet watched them and they can't go down yet, I just store them back here in this back pocket. So as you can see, I have a myriad of stuff back here. Things that I've already printed out that I want to watch. My bad. I think I hit my thing. So, stuff I thought I was going to watch, but it was kind of boring. So, I don't know if I'm going back to it. It's a maybe. So, let's go in October. So, I need to finish October up. And again, that one was The Devil in Ohio. So, and I need to put this here. So, let's get that done. The Devil in Ohio. Why do I keep saying that? I think that was an actual show. It's The Devil on Trial. It's a documentary about this kid who was supposedly possessed by the devil. But, and then you find out the mom was doing something to their food at the end. Y'all, it was a mess. So, anyway, let's get that in there. And then this one. I do need to cut it off just a little. This is the only time I'll go in here with some scissors. What I need to adjust just a bit. Alright, now let's get my uni pen. This is the wrong size. Okay, that is done. And now October is complete. I do have a couple things that I need to go in here and add to November that I have completed already, as far as my watch list. So Beckham is one of them, and this. I actually started watching this in October. This show called Creature. Y'all, it was pretty good. It's sad. It's melancholy. Like, and then, like, one of the main characters, when I tell you I wanted to fight that man in the face for what he did. Like, I did not like him at all. So it was a miracle. It was a good thing, I should say, that I liked the other character a lot, because that dude, oh my God, when I tell you, I was disgusted with him. Just absolutely disgusted. And it's from what I could tell, it's actually a Turkish show. And so of course I had to watch it in English with the subtitles or whatever. Well, not with the subtitles, but they dubbed it in English. But it's a Turkish show. I could probably watch it in Turkish with the subtitles, because I do know some words now because of the Turkish dramas that I watch. But yeah, and then let's get this down. And I finished a book the other day too. Actually, two books. So I need to get that in as well. But for the most part, for the icon tutorial, that will do it. If you all have any comments or questions about anything, then please leave those below. I'll be happy to help with that. I trust that everyone has been safe and well. If you enjoy this content, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing. And I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye.